One guy that gladly and notoriously stirred the stew was Al Davis. His franchise on the brink now of getting back to the playoffs. They have a win-and-in scenario that will broadcast on NBC and Peacock on Sunday night. Chargers, Raiders, winners in, loser goes home. All because the Raiders were able to do something I didn't think they could do, Mike. I didn't think they could go on the road to Indianapolis and beat a very good Colts team. But the Raiders found a way to get it done. Delaying Indianapolis and their clinch, which if they can't beat the Jaguars next week, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. But now the Raiders have set it up for themselves. Who would have ever thought all that dysfunction, after everything that happened with John Gruden and Henry Ruggs and the way it just felt like they were disintegrating? They turned it around with that Thanksgiving win over Dallas. They've still been a little inconsistent since then, but they've gotten hot at the right time. It's no longer about getting hot at Thanksgiving. It's about getting hot at Christmas because there's still a window. If you've been in a position where you're middle of the pack-ish, you can get hot the last few weeks of the season, steal a playoff berth, and off you go, and the Raiders very well may do that.
Yeah, after those two situations, it looked like the Raiders were going to fall off the map. We all kind of pushed them aside and said, well, okay, that's going to be it for them. They find a way. That was their fifth walk-off win of the year. Their fifth. I mean, that's amazing. And then the book on Derek Carr, we know he can throw for a lot of yards. He can be a big-time stats guy. This was his 29th fourth quarter comeback or overtime comeback, his win in his 8 years. But there are those that say, well, are they coming back because of his mistakes? He had 2 bad interceptions in this game. So are you in a position to have to come back because of the mistakes that you made? And also they look good they're up 13-3 and then you lose the lead. I mean, they are, I go back to when my brother was on the Cleveland Browns, the Cardiac Kids. This is the Cardiac Raiders. I mean, it's just, man, you're winning, then you lose your lead. You're winning on walk-offs. You're having to come back and your quarterback is able to do that. They're a head-scratching team. The bottom line is they put themselves in a position to get into the playoffs.
What a way to end the regular season, though, in Las Vegas. 5 years ago, that would have been met with, what are you talking about? The 2021 NFL regular season is going to end in Las Vegas? But they fully and completely embraced it. It's going to be a great, great game, a great way, and fitting. We're going to talk a little bit more about John Madden later in the program. But a rematch of the Holy Roller game to cap the 2021 season. You couldn't have written a better ending, Mike.
No. Listen, it is amazing for those that have watched this game for a long time, for decades, like you and I. Maybe the younger generation, not so much, but we and those of our age range understand this and can see, kind of get a little smile, a little smirk on our face and say, yeah, okay, pretty cool how this thing can end.
Yeah, and again, the Colts should be able to still make it, and they're a team. I've been rooting for teams to get in that belong, that will be competitive. And a couple of weeks ago, Sims and I came to the conclusion we don't want the Raiders in the playoffs because we don't think they can be competitive when they get there. I rescind my version of that. Maybe Sims still thinks they won't be, but I think going to Indianapolis and winning yesterday shows they can be competitive. And if they win essentially a playoff game at home against a bitter division rival, and there have been some good Chargers-Raiders games over the years, in recent years, close, exciting, nail-biter type games. We had the game on Monday Night Football earlier this year. It ended up being John Gruden. Was it the one that was John Gruden's last game as coach? The weeks have all melded together for me, but it was that game where they had the lightning delay in a stadium that has a roof on it. They fell into a deep hole. They tried to come back. It was an exciting game. It should be an exciting finish to the season for the Raiders and the Chargers. One gets in, one goes home, and I won't be surprised, Mike, if the Raiders punch their ticket. They've got the momentum with 3 straight wins as they sit at 9-7, and it's hard not to root. After the passing of John Madden, after everything the Raiders have been through, plenty of people have strong opinions on, even though John Gruden got what he deserved, the way that it happened, there's pending litigation fitting for the Raiders, and the legacy of Al Davis, that there's pending litigation over the way that John Gruden's termination was handled. It would be kind of fun to see him in the playoffs.
Oh, listen, I agree. I mean, again, I say for the older generation, they're going to enjoy this game. And I'm sure leading up to it, there's going to be a whole lot of video played of past games and these matchups and how they've gone, which will be very, very cool to see. Unfortunately, because of the death of a couple of people, we've seen a lot of video over the last decades of, the Dan Reeves and John Madden. It's been, it's been tough. It's been great to relive those memories, but these would be memories to watch, with these two teams playing. There were some great matchups back in the day.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.